I'm Holly.
And I'm Bridget.
And this
is Girls Next Level.
Welcome back to Girls Next Level, everybody. We have a really fun guest for you today. But first, we're going to shoot the because I just about had a mental breakdown this week.
I mean, I got some of your texts, but you have to tell me what happened.
Well, I think I mentioned this on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. I started taking thyroid medication. Mm-hmm. I went in, I got a whole hormone panel done. My doctor said my thyroid numbers were so low. She's surprised I could get out of the bed in the morning. And I was like, okay, so what can I do about it? She goes, well, there's a herbal remedy you could do. It takes about 8 weeks to start working, or you could do the prescription. I go, how long does that take to start working? She says, right away. And I said, hit me up. I want to see what it does. Let's do the prescription. We'll around and find out, because I took it for about a week and I was on it the last time we did a recording session. And remember, I was drinking my coffee and I'm like, I feel so cracked out.
Yes.
Well, I took it for about a week and then I started getting like anxiety attacks to the point where I couldn't focus on anything. I ended up like on my couch binging Baby Reindeer, which is not what I wanted to be doing, but I just had to like control my body somehow. And have you ever had a panic attack?
I don't know if I've ever had a real one.
I reminded me one time I had one or came really close to having one. It was right after I had Rainbow. And I feel like people don't talk about this enough, how after you have a baby, your hormones are just so crazy in flux and your body's trying to readjust. I feel like that's probably a lot of what contributes to postpartum depression as well. But I was driving along, not with the baby, thank God, but driving along, like running an errand randomly in like North Hollywood or something. And I can't even really describe the feeling in great detail, except it felt like I was going to die. Like my whole body just felt so dysregulated. I felt like I was on speed or something. Never done speed, but I'm just assuming that's what it feels like. And I remember pulling over to like the first place I could park and texting the woman who was like my husband and my assistant at the time. And I was telling her, I'm parked. Here's my PIN that I just dropped. Just so you know where I am, I'm going to keep you posted. But like, if you don't hear from me, like I might die.
Jeez.
And I ended up just sitting down and trying to do like controlled breathing and like getting back on my feet. But it was really scary for a minute, to the point where I'm like, I need to like let somebody know where I am.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So anyway, I stopped taking the medication. I like did 2 days where I took like a half dose, but I was like, I've only been on it for a week. Like how bad could it be getting off? But for like a week after that, after I completely stopped taking it, I would still feel those same symptoms. Like during the day, like it would start to like flare up again and I'd start to feel really anxious or almost start hyperventilating. And it was just a lot, or bawling out of nowhere, just crazy. So anytime you get prescribed a new prescription, be patient with yourself. It might not be for you. Give yourself some room and some space. And it also made me think, like we were collecting questions on our Patreon for a Q&A. And somebody on there asked, like, being at the mansion, how was it you were never like allowed to take sick days? Because especially for me, since I shared a room for Hef, I never really felt like I could. Like I know I've mentioned before, there were a couple times I had surgery, so like I couldn't go out that night.
Yeah.
So I took a couple nights off, and the way that was reinforced for me is both of those times he like moved a new girl into the house behind my back, like somebody I'd never even met before. So that was up, and that was how that was reinforced. But I never felt like I could take a night off, especially since like I had to go like find another room if I was sick. And then all these girls are like going through, a room that's also mine with my stuff. And it was just such a feeling. But like, I don't often take days off. And I bet there's a lot of people out there who can't, because I'm just thinking of like different situations in my life. Like when I was doing a live show in Vegas, like unless I was in the hospital, like I'm not going to call out. Like if I'm so sick, like there's all these people from out of town who bought tickets, like presumably to see me, I'm not going to call out. So like I would be sick as a dog acting like I'm not on stage. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then I think with parenting too, like I have a lot of help with my kids, but there's those days when you're sick and like all you can do is like turn on TV for them, put out some snacks, and then you're like bundled up on the couch, like I'll be over here if you need anything. And I bet there's so many people who just don't have help, and you just can't. Sometimes you just can't take a day.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I was just thinking about that, and it was making me think too with like the medication, just how strange like the human body and human mind is, and how like if the tiniest thing in your chemistry gets thrown off, it's like you're almost not even yourself anymore.
Yeah. Well, a couple of things I wanted to add to that. One, when you first asked if I'd ever had a panic attack, the reason I said I don't think I've had a real one is because I've definitely had anxiety or what I would call a panic attack, but I have heard people have them where they feel like they're going to die. And they do
so
go to the
weird.
hospital and stuff. And I've definitely never been afflicted in that way. So if that's what a true panic attack is, no, definitely not had one. But I've definitely had anxiety or, felt like I can't breathe or whatever. And then the second thing I was going to add to that, I forget it already. Oh, about taking a day off.
Yeah.
It's so hard sometimes to allow yourself to just like have a rest day. Like even when I'm sitting out by the pool, I'm like listening to one of our episodes and like taking notes on editing things. Or if I'm in my room in bed and stuff, I'm like doing ads or I'm checking messages and I feel like even if I feel crappy or whatever, I still feel like there's a certain amount of things that I have to do every day. And I would feel better if I was still listening to an episode, even though I feel like I've been laying in bed, or I'm still doing something to be productive. I can't just let myself like take the day off and like be like, you know what? I don't feel good today. I'm just gonna bed rot.
Well, I think you and I both have like an enjoyment of being productive. I'm not sure everybody has that, which is fine. Like everybody's different. But like I do, like I was telling you, like how overwhelmed I feel with certain podcast stuff because this is the time of year in the summer where like I always want to kind of upgrade before the new season. So it's always like new things to learn and I feel overwhelmed. But I genuinely like really enjoy doing like the edit of the main podcast. Like there's other things I could delegate, but yeah, it's an interesting, weird, crazy balance.
It is. And you know what else is interesting and weird?
What?
We did not plan these outfits today and we're dressed almost identical. I was blown away when you walked in here. I was like, what?
It's not unusual for us though. Like I have to say, like if you're watching this on the YouTube or the Patreon, we both have like tweed, like Clueless knockoff Chanel suits on.
Yes.
But yours is pink and mine is yellow, which is weird because those were like our Girls Next Door colors.
It is weird.
It is so strange, but that happens all the time. Remember on Ghost Adventures, we both showed up in like white tennis skirts?
Yes.
And like we didn't coordinate that. And I know like white tennis skirts were like the thing at that time, but still.
Yeah.
Or there would be times like I look back at our old Halloween pictures and there was that Halloween that me, you, and Kendra were all completely different things, but we were all green and we didn't coordinate that. Or the one where we were all blue and nobody coordinated that.
Yeah.
It's funny.
No, there's definitely times, but there's something very weird about these outfits. I guess because I've never owned anything like this. And I feel like I don't typically wear anything quite like this.
It's very Elle Woods.
Yeah. And then,
like you're Elle Woods and I'm clueless today.
Totally. and I just feel like, I was like, oh, I'm going to wear this. And I don't know. I don't know. And I had like 4 other outfits set aside too that I was deciding between. And I was like, okay, I'm going to just do this one.
Yeah.
So it just blew me away. It's crazy. Did you hear the good news, though?
Wait, what good news?
About Marilyn Monroe's house?
Oh my God, yes, the house was saved. I'm so excited. Yeah, Marilyn Monroe Collection was posting about that. They voted to save the house, which I'm so happy about. I'm just so happy that's going to be saved for future generations because, you know, when I was young and first moved to LA, that was my favorite thing to do was to go drive by like the old Hollywood landmarks and see them. And I still like doing that. And it meant so much to me. And I know it's going to mean so much to so many people in the future.
I saw the city councilwoman that was really pushing for it. I
love her. First of all, she serves looks.
Yeah.
She's giving next mayor of LA.
Oh, you're right. But she was really passionate about it when she was talking about it and everything. And she said, there's nobody that people think of more in LA than Marilyn Monroe. She's like, she's iconic with our city. And this is the one thing we have that was hers that we can preserve.
It's 100% true. Like the people who wanted to tear down the house were trying to make the argument that like, oh, it's just another movie star home in a city full of movie star homes. I'm like, no, we're talking about the movie star, capital letters.
Right.
The one.
I know. So hopefully, I mean, I think they're still petitioning it and everything. So I don't know how that all goes, but it's a historical landmark now.
So exciting. Good things happen.
Yeah. Yay.
So I've told you guys the story about the time I was dating a guy and I heard he was on a dating app behind my back. So I had to anonymously sign up for the dating app to see if he was on there. And now that that's all said and done, I forgot about the app. But Rocket Money helps you find all the subscriptions you forgot about and cancels them for you. So you're no longer wasting money on the guy that was cheating on you.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. With Rocket Money, I have full control over my subscriptions and a clear view of my expenses. I can see all of my subscriptions in one place, and if I see something I don't want, Rocket Money can help me cancel it with just a few taps. I love how the dashboard shows me this month's spending compared to last month's, so I can clearly see my spending habits. Plus, they'll help me create a custom budget and keep my spending on track. Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. Yep, that's right, by up to 20%. All you have to do is submit a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. They'll deal with customer service for you. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/nextlevel. That's rocketmoney.com/nextlevel. rocketmoney.com/nextlevel.
Welcome back to Girls Next Level, everybody. We have a really fun guest for you today, and we're excited to catch up with her too because we've never really sat down to talk to her. Today we have Miss Caya Hefner here. She was married to Hef's brother Keith, who we just talked about. He was just in an episode we talked about, and she was around the whole mansion, social life, lifestyle after we left. So she's seen a whole different era, has a ton of fun stories, and we're excited to talk to her. So welcome, Chia.
Hi.
I met you once at a rave a long time ago, but I was wasted, so it doesn't count. So I'm excited to sit here sober and talk to you.
Okay. Hi.
Have you guys met before in person?
Yes.
Maybe through parties. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
couple of
also a
different
party.
parties, yeah.
But it was a party at the mansion. I was actually going to bring it up later in the thing, but we
Okay.
met at a party at the mansion. I was doing my costume line, and you and Keith came out. We did like a
Yeah.
fashion show.
Yes, I remember. Yes, yeah.
And
But
the
other party.
Yeah, the mansion was set up in such a different way. Like I'd never experienced it
Yeah.
before. Like there were right off like the living room, like the bay windows of the living room, there were like elevated canopy tents.
Huh.
It was, yeah. And then the fashion show, like the backstage of the fashion show was like kind of in the redwood forest and like that whole area. And then it came out like towards the pool. I know that sounds crazy, but like it was a weird setup. Like I've never seen the mansion set up before. And we actually had to go upstairs to get up to like the cabana things where we were. And Hef came out for a little while and you were out there and Keith and yeah, it was really fun. I remember having a great time with you. But again, there was alcohol involved, so I don't know how much I remember.
Everybody's have fun with alcohol.
Yeah, totally.
You know what though? Not only was the layout different at the mansion then, but so was things I experienced there.
Like what?
Like there was a certain employees, and I don't want to name names on here, but who you would never expect in our day. He was out there with like a girl on his
Oh,
lap.
I think you've told me this before. Yeah, that was shocking to me because I'd only ever seen him in such a professional capacity,
Yes.
but then he's like getting it in.
Yes, and I felt like the professionalness of a lot of the staff at the mansion was different when I came back a few years later and did that party. And it wasn't, and I'm not talking bad, like I don't feel, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have been doing that all along or whatever, but I noticed a real difference. But anyway, we can get to all of that. Tell us about you. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Indonesia, a little town called Balikpapan, it's by Borneo, in that like border, I guess you can call that. So it's Indonesia.
Is it beautiful?
Yeah, we have like so many islands there.
Yeah.
So
Do you ever get to go back?
I just got back like a month ago.
Oh,
I was
nice.
just there to see my family, my sister get together, like the wedding, whatnot, dinner, and then I celebrate my birthday there, and then let them know that I'm pregnant. Here we go.
I love it. Dropping the news.
So what brought you to the U.S.?
I came here as an international student. I want to become a doctor. Well, that doctor story never finished.
Got sidetracked?
Yeah, and then I ended up doing modeling. The first competition I did, it was like Hawaiian Tropic. I remember I did a competition and I won $500, my very first earning money. I was like, holy shit. Sorry, I cursed.
It's okay.
Go for it.
Like, man, I can make money, $500. This is awesome. So I've been doing competition after competition. I make money. I just doing bikini competition, bar after bar. Like I used to live in Seattle also when the first time I came to America. And I was like, I skipped school. I guess I was in trouble because international student, you have to be school every single semester or whatever the term, and then I skipped one summer and I got in trouble. So whoops. And then since then I just never finished school.
I got sidetracked too. It's valid.
But no, right now I guess you can just go to Google University or YouTube University. Everything is online.
Right?
Totally.
What was the Hawaiian Tropic like for you? I know you said you won $500 and that was like
Yeah.
amazing. Were you in that circuit for a long time?
I started it when I was 21. It's for a while, and then make money.
When you did stuff with Hawaiian Tropic, I've done it a little bit, but like it really was like a lot of different like bar swimsuit competitions. Did you find that too?
I had to do a competition because you were required to, but I was more hired for gigs. Like they would hire like 4 to 10 girls for events, and it would be weird stuff. It was just to promote Hawaiian Tropic. Like they would be like, okay, Thunder from Down Under is in town. We're going to give you guys tickets. You guys go, but you have to wear the Hawaiian Tropic shirts.
I would have rather done gigs in these like bars.
Yeah, I had to do like one
concert
contest
stuff.
just because like they wouldn't let you work for them unless you'd like done a contest.
Yeah.
But then it was like gigs. So it was a great job for like a young woman
When you're
up
young,
and coming in
I
LA.
was like 21, 22. You just, you're young. I mean, something to do.
And you meet a lot of people too doing that, because I remember like there's all these football players, and honestly I was not into football, so I didn't know who these people were, but like I'll see them now and I'm like they're retired older football players now, and I'm like, wait, I've met him. And they're like, how the hell have you ever met him? And I'm like, no, he was like at a Hawaiian Tropic thing I did. I don't want to like throw anybody under the bus or anything, but I feel like names like Randy Moss or like these people that like people have heard of and are like really well respected football players, and I'm like, I know him. Well, I don't know, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've met him. I hung out with him
They're
one
all
night.
judges, right?
Yeah.
Once upon a time. So it's just,
So how did it go from there to like the mansion? How'd you get into your first mansion party?
I work in Seattle in the bar, in the club, hosting, go-go dancing and all that stuff like that. So there's this group of girls always talking about like, oh, you gotta go to Playboy Mansion, the event. So they went, they signed up, and then I signed up. I think it was like Candyland party. I
Oh, the
forgot.
Candyland, yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool, I'll give it a try. I think you pay donation or something, $20 or $25. I remember that. I flew here by myself, and then you have to go to UCLA, right? Parking and whatnot. And then so check in, hop in on the bus. I was by myself at the front seat, and there's girls next to me. And I was, is that seat taken? And it's like, no, you can go ahead, sit here. Okay, cool. And she was with a group of girls. And I was like, hey girl, I'm by myself. Can I join you girls? Like literally that's what happened. And until this day, I'm friend with them still on Facebook.
Oh, that's so cool.
That is great.
So that's how I met Keith, because I want to meet up with Hugh Hefner, taking picture with the icon, the man, So I joined with the girls. We hop in, we go to the mansion, we go in, and we just hang out. And then I went to where they have Norman the Cabana. He wasn't there, but I met Keith.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh, hi, you're the bride, because obviously I've seen you guys on Girls Next Door. So I met Keith, we're talking. I don't remember what happened, but I got his number.
Oh, nice. What year was this and what party was it?
I think 2011, because I married him 2012.
Okay. Oh, moving fast.
Yeah, quick. Wait, okay, so was it like a midsummer's party or was
it wasn't midsummer. It was just an outside party, Yeah, that's how I met him. And texting back and forth and just like talking about stupid stuff like, my gosh, a lot of drunk people here. We have to wait in line to get back to the car, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then he asked me to come back to see him. He asked me a couple times to come back to see him, but then I was kind of seeing somebody else. I was like, I would like to come to the mansion it was a Super Bowl party. I was like, I want to see if I can go inside the mansion. So I reached out to him and he asked me, oh, do you want to come the following weekend? It was Valentine's weekend.
Oh, cute.
And then so I was like, sure, I guess. I was hoping to be invited before.
That's me with everything, talking to a guy. I'm like, sure. Yeah, I was hoping you would have done that earlier, but
And then this is kind of funny. He flew me for overnight, flights. Like, okay, I'm just gonna give you an overnight ticket if see how it goes. And then we went to Houston restaurant, his favorite, and then we have the dinner and whatnot. And he asked me, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? I was like, sure. I mean, keeping in mind my English is not perfect, so so I said sure pretty much to everything. And then he was like, okay, cool, you're my girlfriend. I was like, I did not think it was real. I think it was just a joke. Like, come on, you know. I was like, he's 80 years old and I'm like 24 at the time, I think. And then I think it's just jokes. Like, okay, cool. And then, all right, well, I'm gonna extend your trip. Okay. So in my head, like, well, I guess it was a one night stand or something. But yeah, and then he brought me to the mansion. The movie at that time, it was The Notebook. The first movie.
Romantic.
Yeah, so that's the first movie I've seen at the Plebe Mansion, The Notebook. And he extended my trip for a couple more nights. We hang out for more and all that. And so I guess at that time I was the real girlfriend.
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry I gasped when you said Houston's because we used to love Houston.
Yeah.
It was so, I can taste that burger now. Is
Me
Houston
too.
still a
Yeah.
thing or
No,
no?
it's gone.
Oh.
Well, I think it's in some places, like, but like other states, I think there's
Yeah.
still Houston's. So sorry about the gas, but I was
worries.
like, Houston's, I
Yeah,
want that
I
right
know.
now.
I like
Can we
those
get that
skinny
delivered?
But yeah.
So what did you guys bond over? Like, how did you know like this was the man for you?
Okay, well, there's some history, all that behind all how that thing started. He was really good though, you know. I'm not gonna lie, you know, like watching The Girl Next Door. The show's like, man, you have all these, you know, little girls from outside of small town. You're thinking about, oh my god, I want to experience this. I want to
Yeah.
see what is I've seen on TV. So I got to experience certain thing, and he was very kind, very nice. He's always like, I remember, I guess I can go back to my story a little bit. So when I came here as a student, I supposed to go to school. I never finished school. My visa expired. Well, you know what the story going.
Yeah.
I become undocumented immigrant. So one time, I got a call from the girl that I was staying. Hey, the INS, the immigration, basically, like looking for you. I was like,
Oh no.
yikes. I was scared, and at that time I just met Keith, and then my best friend, the one that live in Vegas, told me like, hey, if I were you, just clean up your bank account, gather all your things, pack whatever you can pack, put in your car, drive all the way here, you know, we're gonna keep you safe. Like, okay, cool. I don't know, I'm just follow order kind of type of thing. So, and then Keith was trying to get hold of me. He could not. And then he you know, hey, what's going on? Finally, I talked to him. I was driving from Seattle all the way to Vegas nonstop. And then, do you need money or something? I was like, nobody ever offered me money like that. I was
Yeah.
like, no, I don't need money. There's something a lot more serious than money, you know. So then where I is, I'm going to Vegas. Vegas, what the fuck are you doing in Vegas? You have a boyfriend over there? Oh my god.
Oh no.
I was like, no, they're more serious than that. So anyways, I got to Vegas. He called me. So 2 days later, I came to LA. And then I told him, look, since you're my boyfriend, I'm going to let you know what happened to me. And then he told me that like, oh, well, at that time, Crystal engaged before the runaway.
Yeah.
And then so Keith told me, well, I'm open to marry you. Let's go date for a year, live for 1 year and see how it goes. And we got married.
I'm always thinking about money. I'm always thinking about, am I using my money the smartest way possible? Am I investing? Am I making the right decision here? Am I making the right decision there? All the things. So if you are renting, do you ever feel like you're stuck in this loop of rent payments and just watching your money vanish into thin air? You can turn your rent game around and start earning some serious rewards. That's where Built Rewards comes in.
Built is breaking ground as the first rewards program that hooks you up with points on your rent. Even if you're still rocking the old school rent check vibes, Built Rewards has got your back. They'll mail the check for you. It's like having a personal rent-paying assistant. Every month, pay your rent and watch the Built points roll in. You can use the points to jet off on a dream vacation because you can put your rewards towards a flight or hotel stay with over 500 plus airlines and 700,000 hotels and properties. Or you can use your points to sweat it out. That's right, redeem your points to book fitness studio classes. And you can also use your points towards a future rent payment or toward a future down payment on a home. Pay rent hassle-free through the Built Rewards app. Your rent game just got a major upgrade. Built points have been consistently ranked the highest value point currency by the Points Guy and Bankrate. Earn points by paying rent right now when you go to joinbuilt.com/nextlevel. That's joinbilt.com/nextlevel.
Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you. Joinbuilt.com/nextlevel to start earning points with your rent payments today.
Everybody knows Hef had a lot of rules for us and everything. Did Keith have rules for you too?
The beginning, there was a little bit more like you have to be home for dinner, movie night, and by in bed after the movie, go to the house and brush your teeth, go ready for bed. And then watching the news, whatever he recorded, and then good night.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much that, like obviously you can't really travel until toward the end unless it's like important, like when my sister getting married, graduation, then hey, I gotta go.
I have a question that's been plaguing me for a really long time.
Okay.
We never, even though Keith lived close, I think you lived in Beverly Hills, right?
Yeah,
You guys
like 5 minutes away, like 10 minutes door to door, I guess.
Yeah. So we'd never been to his place
condo,
ever.
yeah.
But I had heard that everything was green.
Yep.
Is that true?
The floor was green.
For some reason, we're fascinated by this because we love themes and we love decorating and stuff like that. And I was doing a deep dive on your Instagram to do like research for our questions. And I found a picture of like your Christmas tree with like green curtains and green carpet. And I sent it to Bridget. I'm like, the green condo.
I'm like,
it's real.
Green. It's real.
Yeah, it was green everywhere.
And he had a green car.
He did have a green car. When I was with him, he had the red one.
He
changed
switched.
it.
Well, while we were there, he had a green Lexus.
Yeah, the same kind of model, the same thing, just different color. I guess when I was in his life.
Switching it up.
Yeah, he's getting
no, it was
flashy.
green everywhere.
So how did Keith propose?
So, I mean, there's no proposal, to be honest, really.
Yeah.
There wasn't really like proposal or anything like that. But he knows my situation. So I was kind of like, hey, I think we've been over a year. What's going on here? I'm kind of nervous. I'm scared. Like, oh, whatever. And then so we decided to get marriage license. And then I went to the Winter Haven, California competition. 5 o'clock in the morning, I won the competition. I drove all the way to Beverly Hills. And then, I don't know how far, like an hour after I drove in, I did not know there was like second border checkpoint one. I'm already illegal at this point. And then where I was is like a mile away from the border. So they just want to make sure I'm not illegal. But I was one of them. So yeah, I got thrown in jail.
Oh no. My God.
During Labor Day weekend. So I'll forever remember Labor Day weekend. Was my favorite holiday.
Yeah.
What was that
but I'm okay
like?
now.
Yeah, what was that like?
Horrible.
Oh no.
I mean, I was there told the whole thing. It was 21 days. The whole.
You were in jail for 21 days?
I know. I should have tattoo Bob Wire.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. So it was a holiday. So you cannot. You have to wait through after the holiday to go through, and you get sent to the what do you call that big house? But it's ice in San Diego. But normally, from what I heard, they are like normal people like me. They're just very unfortunate to get caught and something like that. They want to have a better life. How they say the American dreams. So I met several girls there and introduced me to the lawyer, helped me get out the situation faster than anybody ever.
Oh, wow.
Normally you have to be there for 3 months, something like that.
Wow.
Then you got to see the judge.
Oh, wow.
But one of the girls that I know introduced me to the lawyer, and the lawyer was able to help me. At that time, they're going to shift me back home. There's a flight tomorrow. We can send her home because she's pretty much, did not follow the rules in here, blah, blah, blah. So my lawyer was able to fight for me. And then literally after all that, I got released. Keith picked me up actually in San Diego, I believe. I think 2 days later, we got married, September 25th.
Yeah.
September 25th?
It's your birthday.
Yeah.
How funny.
Oh my gosh.
It's a Libra marriage.
It is.
Yeah,
and that's
we
such
got
a
married
strange
like literally
coincidence.
after that. And then it was a, quick one.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a lot of planning because my next question was going to be like, did Crystal or any of the girls or staff at the mansion help you plan it? But it sounds like there wasn't a lot.
No, for that one, we have reception during movie night. Saturday, they already have buffet and all that, man. So I just have a reception for me and Keith.
Yeah.
Did I see you guys got married out by the wishing well?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, yes, we did. It was just like, okay, I better get married quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then everybody celebrated after the movie.
Yeah, like I think 2 weeks later, then we have like in October, then we have that, reception-ish kind of type of thing.
Yeah. got the cake and stuff.
Yeah, with the cake. Yeah.
Cake and champagne.
The standard cake that we always have for the birthday.
Right? It is
cake.
the standard issue cake.
Yeah, like with your face.
Yeah, totally. How was it with the other women at the mansion? Was it like a nice, tight-knit community? Did you get along with everybody?
I'm pretty much getting along to everybody unless they're trying to being stupid dumb. Then I just pretty much tell them to their face, you know. I mean, at that point, I just like, oh, I don't care, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to me, like you know, I can tell who is fake. So
Yeah.
when you're fake, it's like I don't even bother talking to you. If you want being a bitch, I was like, well, back off, or I'm gonna punch your face.
I love it. I should have had that attitude.
I know, right?
Things would have been so much easier. Or not. I would have got thrown out. But
Wait, I just thought of another question that's not even on here. I was wondering, when we were there, anytime Keith had a girlfriend that like came to the mansion or went on a trip with us or anything, it always felt like there was like an unspoken rule. I don't even know how to describe it more than that, that we weren't really supposed to hang out with that person too much. And there was only one time where that wasn't the case, where I actually became really good friends with one of his girlfriends and we would go do things together and stuff. But for the most part, and nobody ever said anything like, oh, you can't talk to her or don't go do anything that's outside of here. But it just felt like there was like a block, like don't get too close to this person. Did you ever experience anything like that?
No, he never really said anything to me, no, or some kind of limitation to whoever. Like I just do whatever I want to do in the sense like cool.
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds like a nicer situation. Because I felt that too, what you were
Really?
saying, Bridget. It felt like we would always be friendly with
Yeah,
whoever
yeah.
he was dating. But it just kind of felt like, no, she's here for me. Like, don't go invite her on your little things.
I mean, when I was there, you know, Crystal always like doing inviting, saying, "Hey, you want to do this? Okay, cool." Like, you know, her birthday, going to Carolina, like surprised with helicopter and the tennis court, pick us up and go hopping and all that. You know, she invited me, and then
That's nice. A helicopter landed on the tennis court at the mansion?
they did. Yeah,
And took you guys to Catalina?
Yeah,
That's fun.
I know.
yeah, that was.
I didn't even
Well, I
know a
think
helicopter could land right there.
I think he did that to go to Kendra's house for an episode of her spinoff though too, because this was when I was like still talking to Kevin, like right before I stopped talking to him. He was telling me that they wanted Hef on the show, but like he wouldn't get in a car and like drive all the way out to Calabasas anymore. So it was like, it was kind of, I feel like it was a change they had to make to like accommodate him a little bit more. So that kind of like opened the window.
Wow.
Yeah.
They weren't still filming Girls Next Door when you were there, were they?
No, they were not. Yeah,
Yeah. Did you stay friends with her that whole time?
I stayed from the whole time until literally Crystal had made everybody sign non-disclosure agreement. At that time, it was my husband going through chemo, all the cancer, draining, and Keith did not want to have anybody take care of him. It was me, everything. I mean, we have people, you know, caregiver one hour, just paying them, I don't know, $18, $19 an hour. I mean, help pay for it. But he's just sitting watching TV. I'm doing a changing diaper and doing every labor because, you know, I guess men are just stubborn. They just, the ego, pride and whatnot. So I have to do what I go to. He's my husband after all. I don't want to have any regret.
Yeah.
So I did it all. And then, so I remember one of the security, I don't remember who that was. When me and Keith, we just got back from doctor appointment, we always trying to make it for typical dinner and movie night. The security handed me envelopes, like, hey, Chia, here's the paperwork that you just have to sign it. I was like, okay, I'll look it over. And it's like, okay, I'll just figure out later. So I reached out a lawyer, like, hey, can you look over? At that time, my lawyer was on vacation. So he's going to reach out when he's come back, right? She asked me, hey, did you ever look at the paperwork? It's like, yeah, but my lawyer's on vacation. If I remember correctly, I think she even came to the condo, reaching out about that. So she thought I was recording something because I don't record, you know. But then he's like, oh, make sure you don't record any of this. Like, I was like, what the fuck? I'm not recording anything, you know.
Yeah.
So, and then I told her like, can you sign the NDA? I was like, I'm not signing anything unless I got legal lawyer looking over what it is, because first of all, English is not my first language. I don't know what I'm signing. And second, it's an insult. I'm a family. I don't work for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, and then after, not too long after that, like a week or so, however many days later, she handed me another one. So the first one, it was like generic, for everybody that come visit the mansion.
Yeah.
So this one, the second one was her personal non-disclosure agreement where I don't even read, to be honest, but pretty much it's personal that I cannot say shit about her or something because like, and I told her like, look, I'm your friends. I will not say shit about you unless you shit to me. You know what I mean? And second of all, it's an insult. And then after all, it's like, if I want to write a book about you, it'd be a waste of my breath. What you got to do? Just fucking Disney. I have more to offer than you. At that time, I was so pissed because like, I'm going through a lot more difficult, challenging in my life right now. My husband is dying.
Yeah.
And you handing me this, and it was just like horrible feeling. And I was just like, she was like, Chaya, I always help you. I always do things for you. This and that. I make sure, get what you needed, for the condo, whatever. All that thing got thrown to my face in the sense, I guess you can call that. And I was like, I appreciate everything that you helped me. I'm always there for you. But this is not the right time. It's an insult. It's just wrong timing. And I'm not going to write shit about you.
Yeah.
There are a lot more exciting before we were born.
Yeah.
So
was she trying to get Keith to sign it too?
No, but she wanted me. I was forced in a sense to sign it. And since then, our relationship soured.
Yeah.
It was just, like
I can see
completely, different.
Yeah.
So did you sign it or did you not?
I never signed anything. Like
Good for you.
I mean, no.
Well, I'm glad you could stick up for yourself because so many other people didn't. They just felt like they had to sign it if they wanted to still like be part of the community that was so important
Right.
to them.
I mean, she banned me.
Yeah.
Right after.
So she banned you after that?
Yeah, like after when I had the memorial for Keith in April, one of the security called me. Hey, Chaya, just want to let you know, just in case you come to the mansion, you're not be able to get in. Why? Crystal banned you.
Oh my God.
Great fucker.
It's so.
It's just literally when 2-3 weeks after my husband passed, like day after I have memorial. Like I remember when we have memorial, I want to say bye, just like, hey, how you doing, holding up, whatnot, because we were doing in the middle of the backyard, right? And Hefs was in the back where the back patio. As soon as they finished, he was just brought up, hiding upstairs, like nobody can say to him, say bye or anything. So what happened between that also, because again, with the green carpet and everywhere in the house, so it's hard to push your husband or anybody in the wheelchair, you know what I mean? So then I requested, hey, can we remodel the house? Because I hired a contractor. Well, I did not hire. I was just going to interview them. How much would they cost? Yeah, I did ask a little extra couple things because since you're going to fix couple things, so I just add couple things. And Hefs was going to pay for it, and I guess cut off. Nope.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be Crystal because she's doing that, she's the wife, so she's probably will have more to say. So I think it was Amanda in the office, right, that take over Mary's position. So then I reached out to Amanda. It's like, and then I don't remember, to be honest, how the whole word basically pretty much, no, we're not going to help you fix the house. I was like, great. Like, I'm struggling here and trying to do whatever I can. This is his brother. He, has always helped his brother. Always, right? Financial, everything, So for that point, especially when the brother is going to, dying and all that, the least you can do help to make it easier. Like, hey, can you help put the ramp on this thing so I can take him to the patio, can do something instead of just being in bed all the time, just do something around the house, moving around a little bit. And then Amanda, no. So I mean, again, I'm guessing it's because Crystal will say no because she has to talk to Crystal. She always run everything to Crystal, get her approval, or at least like run it by her to let her know X, Y, and Z need this, X, Y, and Z request this, X, Y, and Z, whatever, situation would be. And then so I guess it was never approved. So just pushing the man on the green carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's surprising to me that Hef wouldn't help his brother.
Yeah. And then Hefs had actually called me when after the memorial, say, hey, I'm sorry, if you need any help, just let me know. And I call him back. It just after that, I just never heard from him ever. So
it's interesting because it's different for you, but it's similar for me. Like I would call up and ask if I could come to see Hef, and they would say, well, we have to run it by Crystal and everything. I said, I don't need Crystal's permission. like, and they're like, well, you don't understand how things work around here anymore.
Yeah.
And then I just feel like it's very, very similar. And Hef would always tell me, you're always welcome up here.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to come up here,
Yeah.
you know, you're always welcome. If you want to use the gym or sit at the pool or like whatever, any party or anything like that. But right after Mary was gone, that was cut off.
Gone. Yeah, that's everything. It just control. So many change, so many things, like so many restriction. You cannot do this, you cannot do that. It's not fun anymore. You know what I mean? Because he always welcome to everybody. He's like, he feels good when he's surrounded by people, friends, girls, like, people that he knows, that people love being there. You know what I mean? So when that thing cut off, it just kind of like slowly, like a death.
Yeah, it's
Like
very
dark,
ominous to me.
I want to get back to a lot of that stuff too, but I want to go back to kind of like what it was like at the mansion too. Did you go to a lot of the events? Like, what was your favorite thing? Let's start with that.
I mean, favorite thing? I like to go to party. Yeah, it's fun because you just go in the backyard and then you get glammed up and party. And I like the midsummer party is always fun because it's
Pretty.
This standard, the classic that people know is you have to be invited. And then every other party, okay, cool, just pop in your face and okay, done. I mean the party is always fun, and then movie night. I mean sometimes it just movie that I'm not enjoying, I just fall asleep, I guess.
What was the weekly schedule like for you guys?
During the day, pretty much Keith always go to marina for playing tennis. He always play tennis. So I go with him and then while he go play tennis, I go get little groceries, come home. And I took a lot of classes though when I was with him. I took like acting classes, dancing, tap dance, piano. I guess I got bored.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to work.
No, we know.
There were several events like, honey, I want to go to work. For what? I want to make money. I mean, he gave me a little allowance. I'm grateful for that. I was like, but I want to have a little extra money, It's like, how much do you get paid? I remember it's like $2,000. Here's your $2,000. Stay home. I was like, man, I need to find a job that like this all the time, but I don't get that job all the time. But I thought it was nice. Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie though. Nowadays, when I look back, there are some area I kind of took it for granted a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, man, I'm forever grateful, you know what I mean, with what he had given me, the opportunity, the life experience and everything.
And what were the Thursday night movies like? I know you said that it was because we didn't do that on Thursday night.
I think it's new.
Because in her book, Crystal writes that she tried to pick like Disney movies that she thought everybody else would be bored with and did it on purpose. We're like, why? Why try to make everybody miserable?
I don't know what's wrong with her.
Me either.
I mean, it's kind of shocking though, like how I feel like she feels that everybody come after her or something. I mean, like she might have done something that you have to feel that way. They just put it that way, right? This is like self-reflection, normally.
What about Fun in the Sun?
Fun in the Sun, she cut off a lot of people, that's for sure. A lot of playmates got cut off.
Oh no.
Playmates did?
Yeah, a lot of playmates too got cut off to come to the mansion.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I asked about Fun in the Sun after we left is because we always enjoyed it. Like we had a great time. It was fun, all these girls coming over and stuff like that. But Crystal also makes that sound very miserable and awful in her book.
Because the girls just slowly like smaller. It is very sad that you have to cut off so many of the girls. Like literally the mansion on Sunday, just where all the girls, like the chef making all the food, like
that's crazy.
Yeah,
See, we were the opposite. There was a period of time for whatever reason they kind of slacked on like inviting girls to Fun in the Sun, and I was like, this is not popping. Like we need to so we like revamped the guest list again and like invited a bunch of people up and like made it fun.
Yeah, no, it was literally just slowly like getting dark, like quiet, like cricket.
Oh,
no. Like it's very sad because
it's like a horror movie.
But because mansion is always known like fun, the girls naked, jumping in the pool, whatever, grotto and all that thing. But to become like, where's everybody?
Yeah.
I think we really took the initiative too and made things more fun for ourselves. Like we got new pool floats. We changed up the Fun in the Sun menu because it was a little too like fancy. And like we invited girls that we thought would be fun. So we kind of made it. I think we even redid like the playlist that was going on and stuff. So we kind of made it our own.
Yeah.
And made it fun like that.
Yeah. No, yeah, towards the end, it just slowly dying.
I'm curious about I know we touched on it a little bit, but I'm curious about the dynamic between you and Crystal and the other girls that were at the mansion that time. Fun in the Sun guests, playmates, everybody, like what the dynamic was like what the camaraderie was like, if any at all, because Crystal talks about in her book how that nobody there was her friends and she couldn't trust anybody and there was no female friendships.
I think she chose that. You know, I think like she closed off, you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know why, you know, I feel like she felt that someone trying to take opportunity from her or take it from granted from her or take it thing from her. But then I told her also, like, if you feel that way, then just cut them off. You should know, you're a grown up woman, you should know which one they're good and which one is not, you know what I mean? And nobody want to be your friend when you're being a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you are, you know, cut off people for no reason or whatever that is, you know what I mean? So, I mean, everybody wants to be your friends, but if you give them some kind of vibe or some kind of thing that for no reason, then yeah, nobody want to be your friends, you know what I mean? So, I don't know why she felt that way, because everybody seems like, you know, saying hello to her, even though kissing her ass.
Because that's the vibe I get too.
Yeah.
But like when we were there, I mean, we're still friends with so many playmates and so many
Yeah.
girls that came through the mansion. And we had great friendships while we were there. I mean, not every single one of them,
Yeah.
but so many.
Right.
And so it just seems so weird to me because I feel like we had a very unique experience in which we have this kind of situation where we can meet so many other women and spend time with them like that, because where else in life do you get to do that? I mean, maybe a sorority, but you know, it's limited.
Right. Yeah.
So I just feel like it was a really good female bonding situation.
I think she just cut herself off in that area, yeah. Doesn't trust women, doesn't want to do this. And so she put herself in that situation where she didn't want to have these friends, didn't want to have this female friend, didn't want to have other friends, or I don't know, whatever she felt, you know. Maybe she feel like solo, she likes being solo, but then you should not make it sounds like nobody wants to be my friend, but you chose that. That's you know what I mean? Don't blame others, you know what I mean? Like, just own it. It's like, I like to be alone. That's what it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But don't make it look like, oh, nobody want to be my friend.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be your friend unless you tell them back off. I don't want you to be you know?
Right.
What was social media like with the girls at the mansion? Because we didn't have social media when we were there. We were there before. And I'm curious, did it add to like any kind of competition with the girls? Like, were people competing for like followers or attention or brand deals or anything like that?
Very
Oh,
much
really?
so. Especially when the Instagram just started. Oh my God, like, I remember these days, like, you only want to follow who has some many follow, like in the circle in the sense. You don't follow they're like this low. If you have this many followers, like, okay, cool. You can follow me, but I'm not following you. That kind of attitude in a
Oh my
sense.
God.
Like, literally, there were moments I just feel like, good Lord, this is like so catty. Like, how old are we? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But yeah, so that was that. But, and then a lot of these girls, they're just not enough follow. They're trying to build their following, so they're trying to jump in, trying to kiss your ass, take a picture, so the people that have more followers, they retag them, repost them, that way you gain follower from them. And I remember that era.
Yeah, it's a
Very
whole
big
other
in-
dynamic we
Yeah.
didn't have to deal with. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm so
Weird.
glad we didn't have to deal with any of that.
Whew, that would have been rough, I think, with some of the characters we had to deal with. Whoa.
Did you ever pose nude for the magazine, or did you want to?
So I did. I was supposed to be Miss October. I don't remember what year, 2013 or 2014. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What happened was we did a photo shoot, all that, right, with Josh Ryan. And Habs wanted to be my main name, Caya Ukas, because he did not want to make it like, oh, because she's the Hefner there, so she got a centerfold and whatnot. And Keith was like, no, she's my wife. It better be Caya Hefner. So things happens. I guess it just never happened.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Wow.
Yeah, because I guess the last name situation.
Oh, my gosh.
I would be so devastated if that's what prevented.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Damn.
I would like to have those photos though, but
Right? They never gave you any copies? Oh, my God. That sucks.
And Miss October, too. Like, if I could have picked any month, I'd have been October.
yeah,
I'm like, that's an extra,
so yeah, it's like, well, there you go.
Did Keith ever have any concerns over Hef and his relationship with Crystal? Like, was he worried about it?
So I had asked him this, to be honest, like, honey, why why have decided to, why I have decided to marry her. This is like after her and I a little bit separate one up. Well, when you're older, especially my brother's age, you don't want to be alone. He will take whatever it is to keep a woman next to him too, so he doesn't feel alone.
Yeah. Did you ever know about any like boyfriends she had on the side? Because she writes in her book about taking off and going to the Cook Islands with this guy she was seeing.
I don't know who that guy is, but I know she was dating Dr. Phil's son, right? Mm-hmm. And then when that's why they ran away, and she's dating another guy that we used to go to Disneyland a lot. I forgot his name. Oh yeah, yeah, that guy. So I think he.
Yeah, that's the guy she went to the islands with.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, like when we're close, she's pretty much telling me a lot of things. I mean, I tell her so many things, but I mean, my life was boring. Like nothing much, so, other than what I already told you. But she's pretty much telling me everything. But then again, I'm not that the person will like air out your dirty laundry. Because like when you tell me a secret, I forgot sometimes. Like, okay, your secret is safe because I forget it. But yeah. At that time also her and I were kind of like trying to have quote unquote, I guess, a show.
Oh, she was filming another pilot?
Yeah, we were trying to do, I forgot what the guy named, the lawyer, but anyways, the producer or something interviewed me and her, her separate, mine separate. And I remember, not exactly word per word, but he said, oh my God, Chia has so much story to offer,
Uh-oh.
And then I think after all that, nothing happened.
Oh,
I spent money on the lawyer and all that, and I was like, well, I mean, I guess it didn't happen. She did not like it, or the producer, Bella, or
What was it about?
just the girl, the mansion, just another like kind of like girl next door, but our version in a sense, whatever kind of type of thing, So, but then again, like I'm not an expert of this. You guys are a lot more expert than me, but you have to have more character to make it more fun, exciting, and you cannot just be the same routine every day. You have to create something. You know what I mean? And you have to have a story to tell also. You know what I mean? Every episodes and whatnot. You know what I mean? You can only how many times you gotta go to Disney story.
Were Hef and Keith still close through the end?
They're always close, you know. Like Hef was pretty hurt, you know what I mean? He knows when the brother's sick, and then he came to the house, actually, come to the condo.
Oh wow.
A couple times.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He did. He came to visit him, and then I think he came like 5 days before he passed away.
Do you mind if I ask you a little bit about Keith and like what happened at the end? So he had cancer. What kind of cancer did he have?
Prostate.
Okay.
Yeah, he got prostate. I guess he had it like 20 years prior when I was with him. I guess they removed it and I guess came back and slowly, developed faster, just attacking him like toward the end. But yeah.
It's crazy because Keith always seems so healthy. He was always playing tennis, like he was active and cheerful. And so it just seemed so weird when I heard that he had cancer. I mean, I know anybody can get it, but he just seemed healthy and took care of himself.
I guess he had it, when he was, younger age. And I guess it came back and they just slowly, because I guess prostate cancer is not like attack you quick. It just like
they say it's slow.
And it just, when they hit you, like got stage 4. And it's like, oops. We try like radiation, we try so many different things. And then I remember like when he had to do the radiation, I'm not supposed to be in bed with him, right? Because it will affect my fertility and whatnot. So I was so scared. At that time, I remember one time, I found him sitting in the living room in the chair like this, like facing the window. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like, what the hell are you doing? It's like a scary movie. Yeah. So it just, and then I brought him back to bed. And then I think days later, I found him in the tub. It's like, what the fuck? And then like bring him back. And then, it was crazy. There's so many things. And then one at a time, like I was diagnosed with severe depression. And then I went to yoga. I came back. He was on the side of the bed. And when someone dead weight?
Yeah.
Oh, and I was skinnier than now. And then I don't know how I lift that man up from the side of the bed, like, and then put it to the bed. Like, I remember he's like, oh, honey, you know how his hair, like, kind of back like that? I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry. I cry. I told myself, I cannot do this anymore, and then I called my dad. I remember my dad told me, look, treat him as if there was you going through that. How would you like you to take care of you? Since then, I shift my mentality changing. So I changed my whole mind. Like, man, I gotta take care of him. Like, regardless, because I was married to him. I'm I vowed to him no matter what, I'll be by his side. So I have many regrets in life. I do not want to have any regret for that. God forbid, if I want to ask for forgiveness, he's gone. I can never hurt. I forgive you. So I did everything I can that I don't have. I mean, to this day, I don't have it. I'm sure I have a little bit something, but nothing like that weighed me down. That I'm like, scary. But but it was tough, and Hefs was sad. He was sad knowing that his brother gone. I think he passed away a year after that.
Yeah, I think
not
so.
too long after that. So.
How long was he sick for, Keith?
A couple of years.
Oh, wow. A long time then. And did he die at home?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you were with him? I feel like I remember a picture of your guys' hands.
I have the hand. Yeah, I have my girlfriend Monique. Took a picture of that actually, holding his hand. Like, at that time, he's been in master bed, right? But we have hospital bed next to us because he did tell me, like, if I want to die, I want to die at home. That's what he said. I was like, well, I want to grant your wish if that to happen. So the hospital gave us the bed. 2 days, a day and a half when we transferred to the hospital bed because like he got bed sore. It's so hard to change him when the regular baby you need to be lifted up, and all that stuff. So we transfer and make it easier. And then we have a nurse at that time, 24/7. And then 5 o'clock in the morning before he passed away, he was just like agitated. It was just really like pain, whatnot. Give him morphine. A couple hours later, he passed away. He's gone. And then I remember I cried. I was sad, and I did not want him to die. Throughout the whole time, whenever I see his feet purple, oh my God, don't you die on me.
Yeah.
Why, like, blood circulate, whatever I can do to make sure, the blood keeps circulating. I don't know, just my mind, I don't want you to die. I don't want you to die. I'm not ready for this. And then that moment, like, he was just kind of almost the last breath in the sense. So I jumped to the bed, like, crying. I say, sorry, I love you no matter what. I'm grateful for everything. But yeah, and then I remember I said, I love you. And that was his last breath he took. And then, has a little bit tear. And that was it. I just never experienced that in my life.
Yeah.
He sounds lucky to have had you.
I know. That's what I was thinking. I'm so happy that he had you. Because
he was a good man. Like, I'm forever grateful to have him. Like, without him, I would not be where I am right now.
Yeah.
Because he changed my life for a better,
Yeah.
They're not a typical lifestyle like couple would have, but I'm grateful what he had given me.
Yeah. And then was he buried or cremated?
Cremated.
And then the memorial service was at the mansion, you said?
Yeah.
And you said Hef went out to that, but he stayed on the back patio.
Yeah, on the back patio. I mean, after Keith passed away, I don't know anything about the mansion. I'm completely cut off.
Yeah.
What was it like starting your life over after Keith passed away?
It was hard because I was lost. I don't know what to do because I want to go back to school, right? Like in the nursing program. Oh, Keith had asked Hef, hey, when I pass away, would you please help my wife because she wants to go back to school? I was like, yeah, I'll help her for school, anything, whatever she needs, you know what I mean? That was cut off.
Yeah.
Also, but it's okay. It is what it is. It's tough. I mean, until to this day, to be honest, men will look at you like, oh, you marry old man. I was like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, so what? I never judge you at your past, you know what I mean? Like, it's of you, it's my part of my life. You take it, you take it. You don't get the fuck off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So obviously they're insecure men, you know what I mean? But it was tough because like you're so accustomed to some level of that. But I mean, time passed. So you just, live your life and try to plan your path and doing what you think you're good at.
Well, it seems like you've done a great job. Tell us about your cute coffee shop.
Oh, yeah. I had this little pink coffee shop. I never thought I liked pink until I have one, I guess. I had a coffee shop when I was in Seattle. I had 3 of them. So, at that time during recessions, like people always have money for coffee. And so it was a daiquiri. So I had drive-through. So I had coffee, boba, alcohol, Texas. I live in Texas right now. So in Texas, not that you can drink and drive, but then you can buy like daiquiri to go. The cup, like a foam cup, you put the little tape
Okay.
over it. It was fun, you know, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Employees.
It looks super cute.
Thank you. Yeah. So
Are you
I'll be
doing
like-
real estate now?
Yeah, I've been doing real estate when Keith passed away, actually. Like, I think like 6 months or so after he passed away. Because, like, in LA, it's like everybody, either you're an actor, the successful actor, or real estate.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I gotta go. I mean, actor, nobody understands me unless you have subtitles. Or I just do real estate. So I'm not a realtor by any mean, but I just done the investing, like buying rental property,
Yeah.
fix and flip. So I started doing that since 2016. Keith got me 2015 Christmas gift, like a check, because I told him I want to stock a Disney stock so bad, and then he gave me some money, and I invest that money for my very first rental home in
Nice.
Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. And then so I was like, oh, let me just give myself a gift that keep on gifting me every
Yes.
month.
Smart.
So yeah, I did that, and then this condo, I sold it, and then I bought several more.
So what's your favorite mansion memory looking back?
I love the bonding time, family. I mean the party, and then my favorite time it was the 4th of July party.
Oh, that was my favorite party too.
It's one of my favorites,
Yeah.
like because like how could you have a firework in the backyard? Like you're the only private resident that can have firework like full on, like you know, like
Yeah.
and Halloween just not a second
Yeah.
one, you know, because you got to dress up whatever you want.
Yeah.
Once a year. But yeah, that's my favorite, and I'm a family person, so I
Yeah.
like any opportunity I can hang out with closest family and friend, get together and just do things. That's I always look forward to it, you know.
Yeah. Did you warn her about these last ones?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. What's the weirdest mansion memory?
Weirdest, craziest, funniest.
I'm so boring. I feel like because I don't drink that much. I mean, I drink once in a while. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I don't do any of that. I mean, I've seen a lot of fucked up people like naked walking around doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I like watching these dumbasses acting stupid. You know, and then they regret it the next day.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, I mean, the weirdest part just, I mean, I enjoy watching these people getting stupid, drunk, and as long as you don't hurt beyond, you know, like stupid, hurt yourself to beyond that. Okay, you know, I mean, if something that's really bad, I'll help you, but we just act stupid, like, okay, funny.
It is amazing people watching.
For sure.
Thank you so much for coming on here and sharing your story
Yeah,
with us.
thank
It's been
you for
amazing to
having
sit
me.
down and get to know you better finally.
Yeah,
Definitely. I feel like if you would have been around when we were there, we'd have had so much fun together.
I know.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm like thinking of like how things could have been.
Yeah, you guys were awesome. I love watching you guys.
Thank you.
So we will see you guys next week. If you'd like more content, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/girlsnextlevel. And don't forget to check out our merch at girlsnextlevel.shop. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye. For more content, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/girlsnextlevel.